Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent, chase a chick, never chase a.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kiera.
This is Leah.
This is Solo.
And you're listening to He Said, We Said. Welcome. We are getting another week closer to Valentine's Day. I say this because Solomon last week let us know that this was a dreadful time. So how are you feeling? How you coming through with this?
Do you have your gifts together? With the S on it?
Working on a few things, but
okay.
Nothing in stone.
Okay.
So this week I'm just relaxing.
Solomon, I feel like you're really thoughtful. I need to know kind of like the thought process on what you're going to get this lady.
I mean, I don't know. I try to give gifts that, somewhat are kind of sentimental in a sense, but sometimes, you just got to go with the default, something that's just, that they probably would like, whatever. But
shoot, let me find me.
I don't know yet, man. I'm trying to figure out, which one for which.
Ooh,
Hold
okay.
on. I wasn't even trying to bait you into that.
Look, Solomon and I actually spent quite a bit of time together yesterday. We went on a shopping spree, kind of, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about Valentine's Day gifts and stuff. So I know where he's leaning. And I think that it's a solid gift.
Okay.
Solid gift. Nothing too crazy to be like, oh, I want to take it to the next level. Nothing. Just,
Okay. I'm excited.
Just a solid gift, right?
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, Leah, I know we kind of teased you about this earlier, but I'm just going to say it now because this conversation happened while we were together. And I was explaining to Solomon, and listeners, I want you guys to let me know too, whose side are you on this, me or Solomon's? So I went out to a restaurant bar on Friday night. I'm sitting at the bar and there's a gentleman that sits next to me and I'm there with a friend. And so, we're having conversations and, it's just like kind of like playful, flirty, we're talking for quite a while. And so he proceeds to get up and he's like, hey, well, I'm going to go to this one spot, me and my friend. And so y'all, if y'all want to join us, like feel free to come with us. We're going to be at this spot. And so, me and the friend are like, oh, okay, cool. It's probably like 9 or 10 o'clock. And I don't go because in my eyes, he should have asked me for my number. And so what do you think? Would you have met him at the spot? It wasn't too far. It may have been like 3 miles away, maybe. But would you have shown up or not?
I guess it depends on maybe whatever it was I was doing. So like if we were walking out and maybe talking and he and I were walking out and talking, like he walked me to my car and was like, oh, well, maybe we should go here. But if we're like talking and he says, oh, well, I'm about to go with my friend. You can come through if you want, or y'all should come through. It's kind of like, okay, I'll think about it whenever I get ready to go. So maybe it depends on where I was.
The latter.
So wait, so you were sitting there.
So Kiera's whole disposition on this issue is that
like you weren't getting up.
No, she's saying that he should have asked for her number and then invited her and then she would have been more inclined to go as opposed to extending the offer without asking for the digits.
Or even asking me to go and then asking me for my number. For me, I'm like, there's a reason he didn't ask me for my number. This man is also 40, 41.
What does that have to do?
Because
he's old enough to know, like, if you want something. So I can see it. If I'm just sitting there and you're kind of like, you're about to head out and it's just like, oh yeah, that's where we headed. I feel like we've been in situations like that before and it's like, okay, cool.
Look, I don't know because I wasn't there, so I don't know how intentional he may have been with his words in, suggesting that you stop by or come through.
Mm-hmm.
But Kiera was saying that she didn't want to go because he didn't ask for the number. And I was from the argument that he extended an offer, an invitation. He wanted you to come out. Why not just go?
I think
if you're interested in him like you say you are,
Because for me, and let's also put into further context, on the other side of my friend is a man who is having conversations with us and very casually discloses that he's married. We see the blinged out ring, but he also is questionable. It's like, I'm letting you know that I'm married so that you know what time it is. And he was there with his homegirl, and they seem to be a little bit more than homegirls, if you ask me. So to me, at this point in my life, I'm like, if you were single and you're interested in me, then you would have asked me for my number. I'm not in the business of like following a man to this spot. Honestly, at this point, like, we weren't in a rush to leave either. So like, I don't know if you're still going to be there when I leave. I don't know, maybe you get there and you're like, you know what, actually we're going to go to the next spot. Now I'm following you, you're not there. Or I go, you're there, we're kicking it. And then I find out that you have a girlfriend and this was just a hangout thing. Like, no.
So
sorry.
I think that's why for me, it's like, okay, if I'm already walking out and I'm already looking for something next to do, I would probably say, okay, maybe so. We're already outside. I'm already at the car, whatever. But like, if I'm still sitting there and it's just like, if you don't ask for my number, there's no way for you to follow up. If the spot is busy and I can't find you.
And so here's the thing. And I guess that
Or
goes
if you
back
leave
to you
and I
all
can't
being
find you.
who you are as innately as you can be. Why not just say, sure, what's your number?
You should have asked me.
Now we're playing games. Now we're playing games.
Is that a game?
Well, I mean... Yeah.
You invited me
you're
out.
Playing the game, yes. He invited you out, extending the offer. If you say yes, cool, she's coming through, maybe I'll get the digits then.
But
you know,
but you don't know. I feel like if you really wanted me, you're not going to gamble on me showing up to the spot to then get my number, right? Because what if I don't show up? There was no like, yeah, I'll be there, whatever. It's like, oh, well, thanks for letting us know that that's where y'all will be.
But here's the thing, you're so one-sided with it because it's like, well, what about if you really wanted him?
Well, I don't want nobody that don't want me.
Come on now.
I think No. I don't think it's a game though. So I think that when you get to a certain point, it's just like, okay, we have the same, when a man knows, he knows kind of thing. And if he's interested in something, you won't be confused. And so I think that's how I approach a lot of situations. And so it's like, you know what? If this man wanted this, I would know. And because I don't know, and clearly I'm not super like, chasing him or like really wanting him. So,
that's what it is.
Next time.
He may have a girlfriend and just,
Why the hell would I invite you?
Because that's what y'all do.
Unless the invitation
You're trying to have a good time.
Unless the invitation wasn't as direct as you made it seem.
He was talking to me.
I'm under the
my
impression
friend.
like, hey, me and my friend, we're about to leave and we're about to go to this other spot. Hey, y'all should come through.
It's not y'all should.
As
like, hey, if y'all want to come
this is what we
by,
gonna do.
like,
there's the difference right there. Because then if you say, if you say like, I'd like to continue getting to know you and have this kind of conversation.
Different.
If you want to come through to the spot, let me know.
You're not about to give me no casual invitation. I'll just follow you.
I'm going here if you want to go.
Like I said, I wasn't there.
But you came in like you was.
But you see the difference though. In even what you're saying, you are imagining the situation in the way that I was just saying.
Because my thing is this: if a girl tells me that they're going to the next spot and is inviting me to go to the next spot, I'm like, damn, if I'm fucking with her or feeling her like that, yes, I'm gonna go to the next spot.
I think it's also a difference in the genders too.
Because she's not the one that's gonna ask me for my number. God forbid y'all do that.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that I think most times it's implied if a woman is inviting you out to the next spot. I think it's pretty easy to assume that she's single. Why? That's not all the time, right? But I think it's a little easier. Where with him, I also did not disclose. He did get a phone call while we were there, and I did not glance at the name, but it looked like it may have said Nicole. It looked like it may have said Nicole. That could have been a homegirl. You're right. You're right. But because of everything else that happened, I'm inclined to believe, you know what, maybe
that
he
Nicole
has a
was
girlfriend.
Gonna be there at the next spot.
No, not even, right? Because he could still be single and Nicole be at the next spot. But the point of it is, for me, is if you were interested in me, then you would not have banked on me showing up to the spot to then ask me for my number when you could have just asked me right here.
So I think if you dumb it down, it's not necessarily just the digits. I think it's making it plain, kind of like whatever it is. And it seemed like just an open, like, oh yeah, come through. I heard it's gonna be popping.
But
like
it is the digits though.
What?
It is about the digits.
Is that the only thing?
I don't think that is.
So could he have gotten you over there to the spot without asking you for your number?
I think that he could have if he was a little bit more inviting with it. So if it's...
Okay, now that's not what it sounded like in the car yesterday.
Well, I mean, we're having a longer discussion about it now. But I think for me, if it had been more of a, I'm really enjoying talking to you right now. We're going to go to this next spot. I'd love for you to show up. Like, you guys have anything planned tonight? No, actually, I'm free. I'm down. You guys are going to be at this spot? Yeah. You guys should come through. And I still think that even with something like that, you should still ask for a number because stuff happens. I can't tell you how many times I've gone somewhere and had to change plans, right? So again, I still think a number should have been asked for in that case, but I could be a little bit more compelled to show up if it seems a bit more personal. But on a casual, like, we're going to be at this spot, if y'all, not doing nothing, y'all can come over. I'm not getting the words right. But my point is, it was not as inviting. It just seemed like if you want to come kind of a thing. So.
All right. Well, fellas, remember, always be closing. ABC. You have to get the digits.
Oh so wait, if you had that up your sleeve, then why we even debating?
Well, because I know sometimes things happen. We're shaking the spot. We're moving. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't ask for her number. I wasn't there. But
you would have asked for the number. Moral of the story.
I would have asked for the number, but at the same time, if I were inviting you to the next spot, I would have been a lot more intentional with like, hey, we're about to shake. Y'all should come through. You talking about coming through? Bet. I'll see you there. Not just, we leave.
But y'all can come even so, like, if her reply, so you drop a casual thing and her reply is like, oh, okay, well, thanks, blah, blah, blah. You're going to follow up.
Okay, yeah. If she sounded like she was not going to come, yes, I would have gotten the digits.
Okay, we spent enough time on this. We're going to go ahead and move on to news this week. I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I saw this news, my heart dropped. And it was that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are having a baby together.
I didn't know where we were going.
You guys.
I was talking about the Super Bowl.
I was suicide.
Congratulations in my best Tyrese voice that I could do. I wish them well.
I didn't see that video floating.
Oh, I definitely saw it.
I saw it and I was just happy for them. Like, Rihanna clearly loves this man. Like,
why? Because she's having a baby.
Because she left that Billy for him. What?
This is true.
And I mean, not that she doesn't have the money herself, but like, it is truly like they are probably meant to be together. They probably get along great.
I'm sure they get along just fine.
Look, it seems like everything is going well for them. So I was excited about it, but I see a lot of broken hearts out there.
Well, I ain't never been that person to be on the Rihanna train like that. So it was just like, hey, congrats.
I'm happy for her. I am not the biggest A$AP Rocky fan, but you know what? At the end of the day, that ain't my man. That's hers. If she is happy with it, then so be it.
And I think that's what's so polarizing about it is because everyone loves or adores Rihanna and people just have this, I don't want to call it a disdain, but like a distaste for A$AP. And it's like, people are like, really? Him? When assessing the relationship. Personally, like I said, no dog in this fight. I really hate the way Drake is being drug into this thing. Like, the memes. Take care 2 on the way. Like, that whole video of him scrolling his phone at the start of the rap. It was funny. I can't say it wasn't funny, but is he really stuck on her like that?
I mean, that's how it would seem in the past. I haven't heard a lot from Drake in a while. So I have no idea. But the thing I found funny, what was that meme where it was like the headline from the news where it was just like, our princess and local man.
Oh, yes. Yes, I saw that.
That's really what it is.
That is what it is.
Local rapper and, the princess.
Our Nubian princess, queen of all queens.
Congratulations. Some are suspecting that they're having twins. When they had the photos, she was wearing pink, he was wearing blue. Oh. She also made a comment or put as a caption something about the gang is here or something. And so who knows if she's having really twins or not. But I'm thinking, how all these celebrities be having twins? Is it IVF? Is it like,
I don't know.
Tell me what y'all are doing so I can be ready.
I think it has to be. I feel like Jay-Z made a point. He said they were natural. Their twins were natural. But I don't know if everybody can say the same.
Hey. Well, congratulations to the two. I guess we're also going to give a congratulations to Nick Cannon. He is expecting his 8th child.
He told y'all he was creating, a legacy for himself? A tribe? Okay.
Yes. He also said he was celibate, but...
did he?
He did. He said that he was celibate, and so people were just like, hey, you're having a baby, what? And so apparently he announced that he was going to be celibate after learning that he was expecting another child. And he's taking this time to process why he thinks it's okay to keep having all these babies.
Now, is this a new mother?
This is a new mother, yes.
That is, hey, congratulations.
You know, I don't want to, let's not put off that negative energy.
Babies are blessings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really have the money to even say anything. I mean, if you got it, you got it.
Well, for me, it's less about the money and more about you can't be in all these places at the same. It's one thing if they all had the same mama, but you can't be in all these places actively raising these children. And now you got Mariah out here looking crazy.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing,
right? That is one thing to consider.
Wait, Mariah?
People be asking her about... Anyway.
I guess that's the thing, right? Is we don't know, like, what's going on, right? Like,
what he's really doing.
Has this all been intentional? Like, has this all been a slip up? Like, we don't know.
Do y'all know how many baby mothers he has?
I think there's 7 probably, because Mariah had the twins.
Okay.
So I'm guessing there's 7 mothers involved.
And
maybe 6.
And I think the craziest thing and the reason why these rumors get fed so much, or the impression being so negative, is he ain't never in a relationship.
Well, apparently he's with the one that he's having a baby with.
My bad,
now. Maybe. Who knows? Nick clearly has a type. If you look at all the mamas.
They all I haven't seen.
The same. But, congratulations. Also, congratulations to the brat and her wife. Ooh, I don't know her name. It's something Juicy, something, I don't know. But they are also expecting this will be the first child for the brat. So congratulations to her. Yes. As you mentioned earlier, just real quick, we have the Super Bowl coming up. It's going to be the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals, as Solomon and other people like to say.
Bengals is correct too.
Okay. So
one of them gotta be right.
It's going to be in Los Angeles, so shout out to LA.
It's gonna be a time.
Yeah.
A home Super Bowl for them.
Yeah. So week from today, February the 13th. Stay tuned. I don't know the time. I know we talked about the time last week.
I forgot to look it up too.
So
probably 6 o'clock.
I'm gonna say 5 or 6 for us. That'll still be like late afternoon for them. We'll see. Also, really quick, we want to give a rest in peace to Chris Lee. I think that's her name. Chris Lee Christ. I'm so sorry. I'm getting her name wrong. She was Miss USA back in 2019. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a trifecta of like Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, and Miss America all being Black winners. And so, she committed suicide about a week ago. She was an attorney. She also was a correspondent on Extra. And it left a lot of people kind of confused and saddened because, oftentimes with suicide, there's depression that's usually linked to it. And so people just did not know that she had been going through so much to want to end so tragically.
Yeah. So her name looks like Chesley Christ.
Chesley Christ. Thank you.
So now she jumped off a building. What happened?
She jumped off, I'm assuming like her terrace or something. Okay. Yeah, she jumped off of a high rise and died instantly. So prayers up to her and her family. And very, very sad. Now, let's go on to some other news. We talked about CNN quite a bit within the last, I'd say 6 months or so with Chris Cuomo, who ultimately was,
Oh, that's the ice machine.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, so yes, we talked quite a bit about CNN Chris Cuomo. He was fired by the, I guess, CEO or president. I think his name is Jeff Zucker. Jeff Zucker, something like that. Anyways, and so upon the Chris Cuomo stuff, there was an investigation that was being held by a law firm. So they use a third party to do so. And within this investigation, they found that Zucker was having a relationship with somebody who works for CNN. Her name is Allison something. Sorry, you guys, on the names. But basically, he then had to resign or decided to resign because he did not disclose this relationship. They claim that they became very close during the pandemic. And so, yeah, she is still working for CNN. If I'm not mistaken, she's like director of communication or it's something in the communication PR field. Some people are questioning why she too still works there. But yeah, that is
why
why does he need to step down?
Why does he step down if she doesn't, if it's like reporting a relationship?
She should step down, right?
Yeah.
One of them has to go. And I guess he was doing the noble and honorable thing as her man.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing, right? So y'all know I am like a resident View watcher, basically, right? And so they came through with some facts. Apparently, it's speculated by insiders at CNN that this relationship has gone on much longer than the pandemic.
Okay.
And so this is a problem because she has been promoted quite a bit. And as him being her direct boss, obviously there's like the fraternized whatever situation. And so, you know, was she getting promoted because she's skilled or was she getting promoted because she's screwing the boss, right? So at that point, it's just like, okay, yeah, we got to go. But they say that this was kind of like a well-known secret. So people at CNN knew this, but because of the investigation with Chris Cuomo, it just brought everything to light. And so at that point, he had to step down. But
that's interesting. So they're looking into Chris and that came out of the investigation.
Yeah, I guess maybe when they're interviewing people, they're like, yeah, you know, Zucker is having
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That would piss me off kind of. But I mean, not that I would be having like a 3-4 year relationship with my boss.
Right.
Yeah.
At a certain point, I probably would have left before. Like, I mean,
or even disclose the relationship. And so now she is moved to a different department where she does not have to directly report to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so many ways around this. So
which is why it's like, okay, definitely was getting promoted because of this relationship. Because y'all should have moved around.
Yeah, at what point do you disclose? I mean, 3 to 4 years, clearly that's too late.
Well, we don't even know if it was 3 to 4 years. It could have been longer than that.
A year and a half, I guess, is what they're maybe admitting to.
Yeah. Some are saying 6, 7, 8, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Really?
See, look, no, definitely how
It must not have
and
been
why.
together. What is that?
It's earthquake. I don't know. But anyways, so I want to go ahead and segue because this kind of was a big topic since we brought up The View. Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for comments that she made on the show. So there was a lot of people that were upset about it. There were some people who were just like, she needs to be fired. So, did you guys see the clip? If you did, what are your thoughts?
Whoopi gives me the vibes of just like an older Black woman when it comes to things that she chooses to say. And I think in that same vein, like the older you get, you kind of just like, this is how I feel. And I said it. And so I'm not surprised, but I'm a little like, okay, she was forced to apologize. Because she probably was like, I meant what I said.
When you speak about the Jewish people,
you knew that was coming.
Apologize, and you might lose your job doing it.
Not on TV, man.
Yeah.
Not if you're. I feel like if you're in the TV space, if you're in the entertainment industry, like, you know, like, this is not the topic I'm gonna comment on because I'm not trying to lose my job.
But here's the thing. I think the scary part about it, and again, resident View watcher, Whoopi, I shared a clip with you guys, but Whoopi always just be saying some stuff. And to your point on her being an older Black person, Black woman, and this is not even to say that everyone is like this, but sometimes it's not even race at this point. But when you get older, you know, sometimes you are not so privy to like educate yourself on certain things, and it's just like, I know what I know, and da-da-da-da-da. Whoopi Goldberg is an actress. She is not a scholar. She is not, you know. So I don't think that she had any ill intentions, and I don't even think that she believes that she was ishing on the Jews. That's the thing about it, right? Yes. So like, she was advocating, in her mind, I'm assuming, that she is like speaking up for them. And she has said that she is an ally of the Jewish community. She's taken on the surname of a Jewish last name. And so, right, you know, I don't think that she had any ill intent, right? I think where she messed up is that, again, thinking that she knows it all, she's been here long enough, when people try to educate her on, hey, actually, this is what happened, she, you know, double and triple and quadruple down. Yeah, and then got loud. And then on top of that, went on a late night show that same day, still backing up what she was saying instead of just being like, okay, no. So the next episode, she did come back and apologize. Did seem like she did not want to do that. They did bring somebody on that was Jewish to educate the ladies on the Holocaust and whatnot. And then the president of ABC, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a Black woman, suspended her. There was a letter that leaked, basically just acknowledging that she apologized and that she's taken the time to learn and educate herself, da-da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, words have consequences, and she needs to take a break. So they had I read a letter from Holocaust survivors, which I didn't even know that there were still so many survivors living here in the States alone. It's like 65,000 of them. And so a few representatives wrote out a letter just saying that they thanked Whoopi for, you know, being an ally and whatnot, but like, you need to do more research, and we invite you to join us on this and that, and so
dang, when stuff like that happens, and like now you got to do the work and like do the work to people so that people see it too. It's kind of just like, here we go.
But here's the thing, and this is my opinion. I feel like the opinion that she took, or the stance that she took, is an opinion from somebody who does the work, right? Because I feel like whenever we talk about the Holocaust and we talk about the relationship between the Jews and the Germans and what went down, like everybody knows what happened, right?
No.
Like who doesn't know that the Jews were persecuted? No. But what I'm saying is, like, when you're taught about the Holocaust, that is the first thing that you're taught. Like, it's
about the murders,
why it happened and how they were persecuted. So I feel like to take the standpoint that she took has to take some extra reading, or who knows what she was researching or found out about. My whole issue with it is, it's not like she was supporting why it happened or anything like that. She just had a different opinion about why it happened. Granted, when they say, hey, cut it out, her doubling down on it second and third, yeah, she was definitely out of line. But I feel like she at least should have been able to express the opinion.
I think for me, I agree.
You know, this is The View. We're having roundtable conversations about the issue and about the topic. And if I feel like I can't even at least express my point of view, even if it may be wrong, you know, because like I said, it wasn't like she was saying it out of spite, out of hate, or, you know, it was vitriolic in any means. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different view, right?
I think there's a difference between an opinion and a fact, though. And I think that's where we have to be, like, kind of stay honest. So, like, for me, I think that what she was saying in regards to, you know, humans being inhumane or whatever, yeah, that was definitely a part of the Holocaust. However, it is a fact that the Holocaust was about race. Like, they were trying to purify the white race. And that is why Jews, not only Jews, there were Africans who also had to go through, you know, murders. And I mean, there were other groups involved as well, right? And so when it is pointed out that it is about race, and then you say, no, it's not. And then someone then says it's actually about, you know, it is about white supremacy. And you're like, no. You can have your viewpoint, right? But is your viewpoint correct? So if we're saying like slavery was X, Y, and Z, and we got somebody who's not in the community talking about some, it wasn't like that. The slave owners fed the slaves, and they had, you know, beds. They didn't have,
it was because they were inhumane, or you know what I mean? I think that is where she probably should have stepped in and said, yes, but they were also inhumane.
Right.
And I think
that may be what she should have said. And like I said, I'm just coming from the standpoint of, you know, just being able to express your opinion or quote unquote your view on a show that is entitled to view. And then I was surprised to see how many people were actually supporting her on the timeline. I was like, well, damn it, did I not see the whole clip?
Yeah, I thought I was missing something too.
I was like, okay, let me just shut up and not have an opinion about the shit. But
when I first saw it, it was like in the context of they didn't want to hear the truth. And I was like, wait a second, let me watch it again.
Yeah, right.
I watched it live and was like, okay. Yeah. And again, I think when we think about intent, right, I don't think that she was trying to be malicious or anything like that. But, you know, sometimes when we are speaking out of ignorance, which again, this is something that Whoopi does, when you don't have all the facts together, or you know, just being open to listening to other people when they try to correct you, or, you know, y'all on a show with hella producers, there's people in their ear telling them stuff. So it's just like, at some point we have to concede and be like, okay, I hear you. I misspoke. What I meant was listen. Oh, my bad.
No. I was just going to say, and here's the thing. If you're going to have that difference of opinion, by all means, you have that right. You need to come with some better facts. You need to come with some better research and some better data. You know, you can't just say these things. And I get it. Sometimes shit comes up off the top. And yes, you're not in your bag to be Google or Wikipedia or whatever. So you just have to speak on it as it comes. But yeah, it just wasn't a good look.
Listen, on the clip that we saw last night, she definitely conceded after she said,
you guys, so that
what did she say? It was definitely about race.
No.
She's talking about the Jill Biden one.
Okay. So when she said that Joe Biden needs to be the Surgeon General, or
that she said that Joe Biden needed to appoint his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, to be the attorney or Surgeon General, whatever.
Right. She's an amazing doctor.
She's amazing work. She does amazing work.
Where did she get that from?
She just talking.
I don't know, because
people just really just going around saying, you know, his wife's a doctor. Or doctor.
That's
Dr.
what it was.
Biden.
You refer to her as
a doctor.
That's why we don't need to be calling y'all doctors. Okay?
Hold on, wait.
You have doctorates, okay? Because of this stupid mistake here.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're talking.
Somebody spoke up and was like, I think she has a PhD. Huh. She could be.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I could be wrong.
So why are you making statements
so how do you know she's an amazing doctor?
So that's what I be talking about, y'all. This is Whoopi does this.
But, and she's getting older. Maybe that's what it is.
She is just, she
is just, I said what I said, in my opinion.
Yes. And that's why, and that's not even on her all the way. When you are marked as the #1 political talk show, and you hiring actors and stand-up comedians or whatever, and you're not hiring people who have studied for years and years and years on certain things, you know, not to say that she's not qualified to be there, because originally the show was not even political or like, you know, didn't have a lot of substance, right? But yeah, she says stuff all the time, oftentimes about Black folks. I'm just like, Whoopi, come on now. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't say that I watch, but
I definitely haven't sat and watched an episode of The View in I don't know how many years. That was usually a holiday thing.
Or summertime.
Yeah, maybe summer.
Holiday thing. The older people were watching. What y'all watching? Breakfast?
Oh, okay.
So you come down, eat breakfast, and they watching The View.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I will say that there has been a bit of rumbling over there at the Spotify headquarters. They are shaking in their boots right now.
Right when I get my premium subscription, right? Y'all want me to cancel it.
Now, look, I was fine with is it his name? Neil Young. Then I think Joni Mitchell also pulled her music because they are protesting against Joe Rogan's podcast. He is, I want to say, exclusively on Spotify, and he is the #1 podcast in the world. He is giving Spotify hundreds of millions of dollars. And he is very influential, and people have been calling him out because he has been spreading misinformation in regards to COVID-19.
Okay.
And so, yes, I mean, telling people not to get vaccinated and bringing people on there that are saying like the vaccine is a government thing and I mean, all kinds of stuff, right? He has used the N-word before, right? So, and I read her thing was there's been too many times of him saying the N-word, I'm taking my music off. So she's the latest artist to do so. And now Spotify has responded by removing, I think, 70 episodes of the podcast. And so Joe Rogan has actually kind of been on an apology tour.
I was going to say, I thought he tried to apologize somewhat.
Yeah, he apologized about the N-word. He also apologized about the misinformation. He said that it's not his intent. Maybe he'll be more balanced and have other people advocating for the vaccine on his show. But that was the first apology. And then the N-word one was the second. And so, yeah, it's looking like if more artists decide to pull out, which shout out to them, that's a pretty bold move.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Like his demographic. I mean, he has a pretty wide demographic, but let's not act like it's not a majority of just, white males, maybe. I don't want to say necessarily conservative white males, but it's like if his views don't go down, will they pull him?
I guess that's the question.
I mean, because he is bringing them in money.
I wonder if his views are actually going up. I wonder if his streams are actually going up. It's like, what did he say? Let me listen.
Probably. Yeah. And, I saw some of the apology. It's like, and I guess it goes back to the Holocaust thing, right? It's like, who doesn't know about the Holocaust and who isn't educated about the Holocaust? Like, why is it always this argument about, well, I didn't say the N-word like I was saying it. I was saying it like I was telling the story or reenacting what happened. It's like, when will that not be an excuse to say the N-word for them?
Yeah.
And then it's like, you're 50. Come on, you haven't learned that by now? Like, come on, you have too many black friends to really be that ignorant or play that dumb.
I think that's the thing.
In 70?
He has that many black friends and he's probably said it around them and felt like he could do it.
And that's part of it, right? Like you get in these circles and you just get comfortable with it. And that's probably just spilling over into the show for him. But yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if they were actually going to pull him. But I see that too
many views.
I see Spotify is like, we're going to try to compromise here. And more artists are like, nah, y'all not doing enough.
And actually, I think I saw somewhere that they're going to start not censoring, but like, how with Instagram, when you say, excuse me, no, but with COVID on Instagram, when you say anything COVID or you post anything COVID, they immediately have some kind of thing where you can get information for people who are speaking highly of it or people speaking negative so people can do the research themselves. And so I guess Spotify is planning to do the same thing. The difference is that on a platform where it's mostly audio, sure, you can put that feature, but like, most times when people are listening to Spotify, they're not directly looking at their phone like you would with Instagram.
Exactly. You would almost have to like put it at the beginning of their episode, which no. But I don't know.
I think the thing that really killed it for me about him is the clip where he was talking about going to Philadelphia, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, he was comparing being in Philly because of, the high volume of black people to like the Planet of the Apes.
What?
Yeah, that was the one I was just like,
yikes.
Listen, know your audience, I guess.
Maybe he does, and they love that shit.
But here's the thing. He got some black people that listen too.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to look at some of those. And I still will click on a clip depending on what the topic is. Because that's the thing about Joe Rogan is he can talk about a bunch of shit. Like you want to talk the political shit, you want to talk the religious shit, you want to just talk about hot topic shit, sports, mixed martial arts, comedy. He can talk about it all.
He's a comedian, right?
And he can bring everybody on the show and have interesting, engaging conversations.
That's probably part of the past, too.
He's fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to sit here and shit on him like the nigga's content isn't worth whatever it's worth. But, yeah. Like, I've noticed that I haven't just been going to his stuff as much as I used to in the past. But I'm not gonna lie. Some of the shit, he's got some good content on there.
But that's like people giving passes to comedians in general.
For what?
For
anything
crossing the line or touching, even you've talked on it, like we should allow comedians to continue to, like say stuff that may be a little controversial, but if you're good, like, it'll go over well.
And I think that's what, to his benefit, has helped him too. Him being able to speak on so many different things, but also at the same time being a comedian and being able to like use his words to where it's not as much of a sting for people.
But then, you have the whole issue with the COVID though, right? Like, now you're not even giving, like, you're spreading misinformation. Like, you're knowingly, because he had a guest on there that was like, no, that's not the case. And he showed him, all the reasons why the vaccine is better off, being administered. Mm-hmm. And so now you're just spreading lies.
But here's the thing, he doesn't think that it's lies. And I think that's kind of the thing about it for him, probably, because in his mind, he really believes that you should not be getting vaccinated, that if you're young, you're relatively healthy, then you getting the vaccination is ridiculous. And so if you truly believe that and you have this platform in your head, you're educating people to, believe what you believe, then that may be part of the thing, right?
But like with Whoopi, like you said, when I'm coming with the facts and I'm coming with the receipts, there's a difference between you acknowledging, okay, I may have been wrong or something, and then you continuing on this agenda of like, no, fuck that. Fuck what you were able to prove.
That's all the people that are anti-vax though, right? All these people. But I think too, like with the information age, you low-key could Google why sugar is bad for you and have something, and then Google why sugar is good for you and have something pop up. Like, you really can find anything to support any argument.
And the
that
way
you
the
have.
algorithms are now, as soon as you search whatever it is, that is the content coming your way all day.
Yeah, and that's what the stand-up of Aziz was focusing on. It's like your phone is, programmed to show the things that you like and that you might agree with, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think I saw something on the internet, and
what was that documentary type thing on? Was it Netflix or Hulu? One of the two.
Yeah, about the internet or something.
Yeah, and it's just building a profile of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary, right?
It's very scary.
It's like you don't even know what to believe at this point.
And everything is so linked now. So even like, it's crazy. I'll be watching something on my TV and I have a smart TV and my, stuff is linked to my phone and everything. And so all of a sudden I just watched this show and now I'm seeing an ad for it on my phone. But it's like, because you watched, it's just, it's very, very
The
scary.
weirdest thing, I leave my TV on if I leave, is way outside for my dog. And so whatever is playing, if I come back and I'll just turn on YouTube, the ad that's next is whatever it was that was on TV. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't pick this show.
It was in bits.
Weird shit.
Yes. So another just real quick thing. We just want to acknowledge that Trayvon Martin's 10-year passing recently happened. Yeah, he would have been 27 years old. Maybe it wasn't his 10-year anniversary. Maybe it was his 27th birthday. Either way, we're coming up on 10 years.
Yeah, I was
if
about to say,
it hasn't
it's
already.
2012. It was 2012.
Yeah. So,
Damn.
yes, I did see that being acknowledged.
Time is just flying, man.
I know. And then it's crazy too to think like, dang, he would have been 27. Like, I guess he seemed so much younger than me back then.
At the time, yeah.
Right, but like...
Throw that 10 years on anybody.
Yeah, it's like, he actually was right behind me, kind of, so...
Yeah, I mean, like you said, your sister.
Yeah, he's like a year younger than her, so... Crazy. Crazy. All right, let's go on into our verses for the week. We're going to talk about Adele. Okay, so it was reported some time ago that she was going to cancel her Vegas residency. We actually talked about it a little bit. And she went on live and was crying and saying that things weren't right and, the delay on stage stuff because of the pandemic. And then it was later kind of uncovered by some people. Basically, they speculated that she actually canceled because she was having issues with her boyfriend. I think his name is Rich Paul, if I'm not mistaken. And so, people were disappointed to hear about this. People who were on the set alleged that she would be crying and on the phone, stopping rehearsal to be on the phone with him and texting and all this other stuff. And she just could never get it together. And so, they speculate that that is why the show was actually canceled and it was not because of COVID delays. She later put up a picture of herself or a video or something. And within the caption, she says, Rich says, hey. So it was a completely irrelevant, caption to the Rich says, hey. That was like the last thing, but that was her way of saying we good, I guess. So I guess.
Is the show back on?
The show is not back on, but she is performing at, I think, the Brits Awards. That was what the video or picture was. She was saying that she's going to be home and she's going to be performing at one of the award shows out there. And she was also going to go to a late night talk show. And at the end, she said, Rich says, hey.
You know what's funny? When we first talked about this, we were so skeptical. Like, COVID? Like, I don't know. And now, I don't know.
Yeah, we were trying
If this is real, if this is true.
Like, if it's true, like, Adele, I really hope it's not, because
yeah,
we got things to do, Adele, and we can't have another one. That was already very messy what she just got out of.
Yeah, and apparently I did not know this, but she had to cancel some shows during that time of the divorce because she just emotionally wasn't there. So it's not like this is completely off brand for Adele if this were to be true. I guess that's why for some people it's believable, but she did not confirm if that is why she canceled the show within that. She's just confirming that they're okay, that they're in a good place.
Even worse.
Like, you're supposed to be going through this when you're making out.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Well, and then I would even say, like, if you know that these rumors are going out, instead of acknowledging that y'all are still together, why don't you just put out a video saying, I just want to let y'all know that the rumors out there are false. Like, I really did cancel because of COVID.
Now I know y'all got some stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you even put that out there, like, oh, y'all good now? Ooh,
Ain't
hello.
seen y'all out and about.
No. Like,
Y'all
why
was
why would people make up stories if you crying on the phone? Or just, look, rumors are definitely rumors, but I feel like people have been. But people, that happens. Like, work gets in the way. I'm sorry, love life starts getting in the way of like normal functions, I guess, for some people. Like, whenever you get caught up in whatever kind of relationship, whatever, depending on the relationship that you have, if it's a little dysfunctional or toxic, or it takes over. So
has that happened to y'all?
Yeah, I was about to say, where are we? Okay, so has the love life affected my work? No.
Same.
I think it's taken over my mind. Like, I don't know if it's like affected my work.
Where you at? Are you here?
Yeah, but maybe like not in a work environment. I think that's kind of like, I got things to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'll worry about it when I get off.
Yeah.
I'm at work. It's not work.
Right. Like, okay, I got to get through this because I got to get off.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I have been in situations where maybe we had a very intense conversation on my way to work or before I started work. Mm-hmm. And I'm upset. No. But I'm upset, right? And so maybe for a little bit, I'm like, I can't believe this MF just said that or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, it's never affected my ability to work, where I have definitely been at work in the past and people have had to leave because they were going through a breakup. Mm-hmm. So for me, I've seen that as, I get people are human, right? And everyone processes things differently, but I'm just like, I would never admit that to my boss. Mm-hmm. If I needed to leave, I would maybe just make something up or just say I need to take the day for myself,
Yeah, or not even come in.
Something, but
I'm not about to be there and then leave.
I don't know, man.
Shit at home.
I would definitely say like maybe with friends or like maybe with hanging out and stuff like that, like it would affect that because like I need to think through this. But like, I don't know if I could say that I've ever just been like, I can't go to work today. Like, I don't know if I've been there.
Oh, but when I'm at home.
Wait, what does that mean?
Wait, what?
I'm going through it.
Oh, okay.
So same, like you kind of, it's on your mind.
Yeah,
like,
because you can't help but think about it when you're at home alone, But at work, it's like, so much other stuff going on I got to be worried and concerned about. I'm not worried about that right now. Now, I will say what is kind of fucked with me is like when you get that text, like, we need to talk, and you're at work.
Dang, I can't relate.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's like I'm working, but fuck, I'm thinking about that the whole time I'm at work. Yeah.
Maybe because I'm usually the one sending those messages. I'm halfway kidding, but I'm thinking about it. I don't think men, my experiences with men, I don't get those kind of messages of we need to talk or when you get home, calm, something like that.
Something's on my mind or something like that.
I feel like that's probably more of a woman thing. So that would explain it.
I see it a little bit, but no.
Yeah, but no, I'm doing the work at work.
And then in the car, it's love should have brought you home. Not another sad love song.
So sick. I don't know.
So sick.
Break it up.
Oh.
Okie dokie then. Well, do you guys have anything that you guys want to share with us before we... Oh, actually, I have something to share with you guys. I've been watching the Bill Cosby documentary. Have you guys seen any advertisement for it?
I haven't.
I would highly recommend
They've advertised it.
I didn't see it. I didn't know it existed. I overheard somebody talking about it.
Oh, wow.
It's on Showtime.
Okay.
It is called We Need to Talk About Bill Cosby. And you guys, it is so good.
Really?
I fell asleep really early last night, woke up at like 1 up. So I saw somebody reflect on it and started watching. And yeah, I think it's the guy, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was a show on CNN, black guy. He kind of has a Questlove look to him. Kamal.
Oh,
something.
yeah. Kamal something with
He's
glasses.
a comedian. Yes.
Yeah.
He is behind it. He produces it. And so basically, he did a really good job of having a balance, right? So it's not just all about the sexual allegations. Mm-hmm. You're literally going through Cosby's life, and there was so much that I did not know about him. He's lived a full life. They talk about him and his stand-up. So apparently at the beginning, he kind of modeled after Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was like the first black comedian to perform in front of white audiences. And so at first he was like, I'm the Philly, Dick Gregory. And then he kind of took like an OJ stance of like, I ain't talking about nothing black. Like, and so he was able to advance his career. And then later on, he kind of switched it back and was like very pro-black and wanted to invest in education for children and all this other stuff. And so as you're seeing different things in his life, you have women, and I'm talking back to the 1960s, talking about some, we were here, and then all of a sudden I'm passed out. And you have it's crazy because throughout his stuff, he is low-key put out Easter eggs about Spanish Fly, and even one of the Cosby Show episodes, one of my favorite episodes, I'm like, oh my gosh, the barbecue sauce.
Not the barbecue sauce.
He said, you ever notice when people eat my barbecue sauce, they start getting a little,
no.
But it's really good.
They
Mark
start to
Lamont
go
Hill is in it, Jamel Hill. You have people who were on the Cosby Show that are talking, women that have been on the show that he allegedly has done stuff. Of course, not Felicia.
How did I know?
You know that she's not doing it. None of the core cast, Marvin, or not Marvin. What was Denise's husband's name? Mark or Martin. Martin. He's on there. And then they have
Martin play two characters?
He did play two characters.
I thought that was so funny. They said, bring him back.
Yes. And then they had characters from the Cosby Show, the one that came later, Cosby, on there, the guy who played Griffin. And then I did not realize that Jeffrey Godfrey, is that his name? Godfrey, that he was on that show too. He's on there. I mean, there's a lot of different people on there speaking about some of this stuff. And so it's not just a complete drag fest. I think that he just did a really good job of essentially honoring him, but also letting it be known of we didn't want to believe this stuff because of him doing X, Y, and Z.
And I think that's why it's harder. A lot of people, unless they were really, here for all of the allegations and things like that, certain people remember him in such a great light. It took a while for a lot of us to come around.
Right.
Sidney Poitier in there?
He is in there. I mean, literally, we're seeing footage, and you just forget, I guess for me, I'm so used to seeing Bill Cosby as an old man, so you forget that he was, tall and handsome. They talk about him at Temple, and he was an athlete, and I didn't realize the Cosby Show was literally modeled after his real life. He had 5 kids, 1 boy. Felicia was kind of, Camille wasn't an attorney, but it was very, very heavily based off of his life. His son was dyslexic, just like Theo was. He was very intentional about putting his real life into the show.
Is it?
It's 4 parts.
Shit.
4 hours?
I think each episode is probably, I don't know.
I am not getting anything done if I start that.
I think each episode is probably
though.
45 minutes, maybe.
That's how they make you sit through it. Just
but
take off a little
it's so quick. It's so quick. It's good. And then there's also a Playboy documentary I have not watched, but I'm going to watch it. There's a story about Don Cornelius kidnapping some playmates. So I'm like, I have to see what they talk about on that one.
Okay.
But yes, I highly recommend it. It's very, very good.
Who got Showtimes?
I think
get the free trial. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I'll check. I might have
streams.
30 days.
Okay.
Anyways, y'all got anything?
Nope, that's it. Power finale. I watched it.
I didn't finish it, but boy, Twitter will spoil some shit for you.
That's why I had to watch it last night. I was like, I'm not playing with y'all.
So when does the Tommy shit come on? Because I'm like, I don't see anything about Tommy. I see everything about Tariq.
Yeah, I'm assuming maybe that'll come on like at night. You know, maybe they'll actually air it or like release it later on. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Okay, well, if you like what you heard, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on He Said, We Said, and have a great week. Bye.
Bye.